In future, we know that we'll be having offline classes, but still, okay, if there is such kind of situation, which is today, there is lockdown and we had to come on online class. If I can come on camera, you all can come on camera, and you can set your desk or your room accordingly where you are comfortable with the camera. Is that clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
those who are comfortable now can come on camera, please. Those who are comfortable now. No one is comfortable? No one is comfortable? Say yes or no. At least say no, if not yes.
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, no problem. It's
No, ma'am.
okay. Fine, I can understand. But next time, yes, Himanshu, thank you so much, Himanshu. I can see you on camera, beta. Thank you so much. I'm expecting from others also. If you are lying down in your beds and then studying, will not work at all in my class. You're supposed to sit. This is not the posture to study, whichever posture you have right now. Okay, because I can't see you. Okay, thank you, Soumya. Hi, Soumya.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening, baby. Nice to see you. Because you are not there in the class, so I could see you here now. So I'm really grateful that you have just come on the camera. Thank you so much. All right. So 2 students are there on camera. Thankful. And now, as you know that in the previous class, anybody can tell me what did we do? In the previous class?
Parts of speech and literary devices.
Yes, we did literary devices and parts of speech. In parts of speech, I touched the first part of speech, that was now. All right. Now, today we are going to do 2 things. I don't have all the students today, which is really not good at all, because I was expecting everyone to come on the, and I would request Pooja ma'am to please call other students to come and join the class. Pooja ma'am. Pooja ma'am. She must have gone. I am expecting from everyone to come, please. Right? Those I'll just write one message in the group also that to join the class, because if it's not done, the topic, I'll have to revise the topic, then it will be difficult. Now there is one more student who has joined. That is connecting. Adil. Adil is there. Adil, good evening, Adil.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, Adil, don't be late. Okay? Fine.
Okay.
So one topic today I'm going to take, that is pronouns, right? We are going to do a chapter that is a letter for. Those who are going to lead this topic, I am, helpless there, because class is class. Whether it is online class or offline class, both the classes are supposed to be important for everyone. You must consider this thing that in this pandemic, we are trying to arrange the classes so that there shouldn't be any kind of loss. And if students, they are not attending the classes, that is their great, great loss. Okay, so the topic which I'm going to take today, that is pronouns, right? And in pronouns, okay, we have one more student here. They are a little late to join. There was Yash. Yash is there. I've seen his name somewhere. Wanted to join. 2 people are waiting in the waiting room. Okay, let's see. Who are they? Yash is there, Janvi is there. Okay, we have 2 more students. So we have all in all 12 participants. Fine. Okay. I think I shouldn't wait more now, and we should start. Can you see the blackboard? There is some problem, I think. Okay, let's do one thing then. Should we start with the chapter?
Yes, ma'am.
Letter to God?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you done with this chapter in your school?
Yes, ma'am.
You're done with this chapter? Okay. And we have to do here also once, right? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you see the blackboard? Is this visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Ankit is also there. Okay. So I'm going to take one small topic from grammar first, right? That is pronouns. I will write on the blackboard and just let me know if it is clear. Fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this clear or there is reflection of light?
Ma'am, it's clear.
Here.
It's clear, isn't it? I will make it more. I hope this is clear now, right? Okay, let's take the pronouns. In pronouns, first of all, tell me, this is clear. What is a pronoun? I told in the previous class. Replacing
Yes,
words.
Noun.
Replacing words. Isn't it? Say yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So these are replacing words, right? Replacing words for which part of speech? Replacing words for which part of speech? Quickly.
Noun.
For
Noun.
nouns. Fine. I'm going to take personal pronouns. Do you know what are personal pronouns? Do you know what are
Yes,
personal
ma'am.
pronouns? Say no. All right. Do you know what are personal pronouns?
No, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See, I really don't want this monotonous class. Please say yes or no. That is really very, very important. Clear?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Personal pronouns. We are going to take personal pronouns which are used. Personal. See the word personal. You can see that? Personal pronouns, right? Personal pronoun means they are used for the personal purpose. Personal purpose in the sense that, for example, I say Geeta is a good girl. She is pretty also. So I am using she. She is a personal pronoun. Like this, there are various personal pronouns and we actually don't know. They are the personal pronouns, and in personal pronouns also, there are different categories. Fine. So I'm going to take category wise the personal pronouns. Fine. Let's take make a table. Everybody is going to make a table here. Everybody will make a table here. So first I'm going to take subject pronouns. Subject pronouns. Please write down subject pronouns. Second, object pronouns. Object pronouns. Then third, possessives. Possessives or possessive pronouns. Then we have possessive adjectives. Adjectives. And then we have reflexive pronouns. Did you write this? Did you write this in your notebooks?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, subject pronoun. When you are talking about subject pronouns, then there are personal pronouns. Now, let's see which personal pronouns are there. They are in first person, second person, third person. Now, first person, will you tell me the subject pronouns of first person? Any one of you?
I.
I,
My,
and
me.
I and we. I and we are first persons. They are used for the first person. Okay. Then second person. Tell me about second person.
He, she.
You.
You.
Yes, speak up.
You.
Second person. Yes. Be a little louder, please.
Ma'am,
You.
and you all.
You. Only you, not you all. Both are actually you. Okay. Now, one you is used for singular noun. The other you is used for plural noun. You is a word which can be used for a single person as well as more than one person. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now these two
Yes,
words,
ma'am.
they come in the category of second person. Now let's take the third person. Yes, subject pronouns, third person.
He, she. He, she, it.
He, it.
All right. He, she, it, and one
They.
more, they.
They.
Okay. These three, they come in the category of third person. Clear? So
Yes.
all these words, they will always use in the beginning of the sentence as a subject, but they are pronouns. I can be used for one person, मैं. We can be used for more than one person, हम. You and you will be used for Sita, Gita, anybody, but the second person to whom you are talking to. Then third person about the person you are talking, जिसके बारे में बात कर. He, she, it, and they. Now here one more question arises. It. Can you tell me? It is a word like we say that we use it for non-living things, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Am
Yes, ma'am.
I right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me any other object or creature for which we can use it?
Ma'am, animals like dogs.
Okay, animals, then it can be used for birds. One more example is there. There is one more example. Can you tell me that?
No.
Any one of you? Small babies, right? For babies also, it can be used. Or like you can say that baby is crying. I think it needs milk to drink. So there also you can use it. So this is all about objects, right? The subjects, the subject pronouns we are talking about. Now let's talk about object nouns. Fine. For example, I write a sentence here. I hate you.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes, babe.
Ma'am, like ships. Ma'am, do we use it or she?
For what?
Ships.
Ships or sheep?
Ship.
Okay, ship. For ship, we use a she. Actually, why do we can use both, even it or she. But you must have seen movie Titanic, that she, right? Otherwise, also for ship, I've seen many times like she word as used because it gives a feminine, look, or you can say, or feminine features, you can say. So ship is actually always used with the pronoun she, but you can use it also. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, let's proceed now. I wrote one word here. I hate you. Fine. Now I is the pronoun and you is the pronoun. I is which pronoun? Subject pronoun. And you is,
Subject.
and you is in this sentence. You is,
Subject.
Object.
how can it be subject? Subject is always used in the
Object.
beginning of the sentence. So it is object. So this you is object pronoun. If I write you hate me, all right? So here this you becomes subject pronoun,
Subject.
me becomes object pronoun. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for I, now you are going to tell me for I, which object subject will be used? Object, sorry, pronoun will be used for I. My question is for I.
Ma'am, me.
Me, very good. Okay. For we,
Us.
object pronoun, us. For you, singular,
You.
you. For you, plural,
You.
you. Very good. For he, singular, like he is singular. For he,
His.
him.
Him.
No,
Him.
not his. Him.
He.
Okay, that I'll make it clear further in further point. She,
Her.
Ma'am, her.
her. Then it.
It.
Myself.
It.
No, not at all.
It.
Ma'am, it.
It. For it, object pronoun is it. And for they,
There.
Them.
Them.
them. Understood? Now, all these words will always be at the end of the sentence. We don't use his at the end of the sentence as an object pronoun. Please try to understand that. Clear? For example, I'll say a few sentences here. For example, they are waiting for us. Now, if I write a sentence, they are waiting for us. So there, us is the object pronoun. They is the subject pronoun. Let's take him. Okay. I am waiting for him. I will not say I am waiting for his. I'll say I am waiting for him. Understood? So all these words will always be used at the end of the subject, the end of the sentence. Difference is clear? Subject pronouns, object pronouns. Difference is clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Let's come to possessive pronouns. See here, possessive adjectives, here, possessive pronouns. We are going to understand these both. Before taking this, I am taking this column first. Okay, I hope you all have made this column. This is a very important column to understand the possessive pronouns.
Yes,
Did you
ma'am.
make this? Did you make this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Because after the class, you are going to send a picture of your notebook in the group. I would like to see what you did right after the class. Let's take the possessive adjectives. Okay, first. What is an adjective? Can anyone tell me what is an adjective? What is an adjective? Nobody knows? As if I'm taking a class.
Ma'am, words used in place of nouns.
And pronouns.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Ma'am, adjectives are the words that describe noun and pronouns.
Yes. Adjectives are the words which describe noun or pronoun. For example, not pronoun, let's take noun. Okay, which describes a noun. If you take an adjective of quality, suppose I'm taking an adjective of quality. She is a girl. It is a simple sentence. Is it a simple sentence? She's a girl. Fine. If I say she's a good girl, so girl is a noun and girl has been described with one word, that is good, and good is adjective of quality here. I am taking here adjective of possessiveness. Okay, which are the part of the pronouns also. Like we can consider them pronouns also. We can consider them the possessive adjectives also. How? Let's see. I am going to write one sentence here. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
See, this is a book. Fine. This is a book. Now, after this, I am writing here. This is my book. Fine.
Yes.
Then I am writing here. This book is mine. There are three sentences in front of you. Here in this sentence, I have not used any pronoun. Okay. But one noun is used. Which one is that? Book. Now, I'm going to use another word in the next sentence, that is my, which is describing this book. Okay. Now, when I write my before this noun, that means this book belongs to me. That means this word my is here used as possessive adjective. Why possessive adjective? One thing, it is showing a possessiveness. Second, why adjective? Because it has been used for the book. So that means it is describing that particular book which belongs to Nina. Clear? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Fine.
ma'am.
Now that means for I, we use possessive adjective, that is mine. Clear? Now there is one more sentence. This book is mine. In this sentence, this word mine, it is possessive pronoun. Mine and mine. What is the difference between the two? After possessive pronouns, we never use any noun. Means I can't write here, this is mine book. That will be wrong. After possessive pronouns, we never use any noun. Please keep this thing in your mind. After possessive adjectives, we always use a noun because we describe that noun by using the possessive adjectives. Understood the difference?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now you're going to tell me for we. Okay, for we. Here, which possessive pronoun will be used?
Are.
Are.
Are. No. Think about this.
Ours.
Very good. Who is this?
Bhavit.
Okay, Bhavit, very nice. Ours. Okay, and which adjective, a possessive adjective will be used?
Are.
Are. Very right. Clear? Similarly for you, singular.
Yours.
Yours.
Yours. And for
Your.
possessive adjective, your. For
Same.
more than one also yours and your.
Yes.
For he, now you're going to tell me. For he, his.
His.
And possessive adjective?
His.
Very good. For she
Her.
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 and here,
Her.
Same.
here her.
Hers.
Hers.
Her. And here,
Hers.
Her.
her. Okay. For it,
It's.
its. And for
It.
8.
okay. Then for them,
Theirs. Theirs.
say theirs. And here,
Their.
theirs. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So I hope this difference is clear to everyone now.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Okay. Here there is one mistake. It will be its, not it. Why? When I say whose book is, whose cap is this? Like here, suppose I use this cap. I'm asking for this cap, right? So what would you say? This is its cap. Its cap. So that means here we are using its as a possessive adjective. Clear? So now the last one, I hope all these 4 parts are clear related to personal pronouns.
Yes, ma'am.
Now let's take the last one, that is reflex pronoun. Reflex pronoun is basically, we call it reflexive pronoun also. Okay. Reflexive pronoun is basically when you say that, suppose I say, who will do this? And you will say, I'll do it myself. So there is a reflex action, quick action. I will do it myself.
Yes.
They will do it themselves, right? Similarly here now, for I, we use myself.
Myself.
For we,
Ourself.
Ourselves.
everybody hearing me?
Ourself.
Okay, I'm writing here ourselves. Fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let's take the next one and then I'll discuss. But for you, singular,
Yourself.
Yourself.
yourself. And for you, plural,
Yourselves.
Yourself.
yourselves. And for he,
Himself.
for she,
Herself.
for it,
Itself.
for them, they, sorry, for they,
Themselves.
them,
Themselves.
self. Now, in these reflexive pronouns, you people did 2 mistakes. One is here and the other one is here. Okay. This is our
Selves.
selves. This is them
Themselves.
selves. Always remember when there is more than one, as here you said yourselves,
Yes, ma'am.
then we always use VES. So there is no word is in English language. Okay, ourself or themselves.
Yes, ma'am.
No word in English language. Remember that. कोई word ही नहीं है ये वाला. भूल जाओ. Just forget about these 2 words. They are not the part of the English language. Ourself or themselves. It is always ourselves and themselves. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is all about the personal pronouns. I hope it's clear to everyone. Is this clear to everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Any doubts anywhere with the personal pronouns? You can ask me.
No problem.
Okay, no problem at all. That's great. And when we'll be having offline class, then we'll do some of the errors there. Okay. Now let's come to, I hope you have your books. Do you have your books, everyone? First
No.
flight?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Do you have first flight?
Ma'am, today I don't have my book.
No problem at all.
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't have, then also no problem at all. You should have your pen and pencil. Sorry, notebook. Fine, to make some notes, right? I'm going to start with the chapter that is A Letter to God. A Letter to God is a chapter which is from your book, First Flight. First of all, another screen is shared where the chapter is displayed. You can see easily. So nothing to worry if you don't have book right now, but you should have pen and pencil. By the end of the class, the words which will be given in your class to write, you will have to send the picture in the English group. So today I'm expecting two pictures. One, the personal pronouns table. Two, the words from this chapter. So this is written by G.L. Fuentes, right? And this is a Spanish word, Fuentes, right? So letter to God. How many of you are done with this chapter in the class? And anybody can tell me the theme of the chapter? Soumya, you raised your hand. Yes. Theme of the chapter.
Ma'am, the story is about Lenko. He's a very optimist person and is having a highly belief in God and is overconfident.
Mhm,
He considered God as his father,
mhm,
and he worked like an ox in the field and was
mhm.
very much worried about his family
Okay.
when the hailstorm struck struck his field.
Okay. This is the whole story you are telling, Soumya. We need to just, I asked theme, right?
Ma'am,
So
that one should not lose his hope.
yes, see, that is the basic, thing which you need to speak in the initial point, right? At the initial, so theme basically is that faith in God cannot be shaken. All of you believe in God, I think, or is there any atheist? Everybody believes in God.
Somehow,
Soumya,
yes.
Soumya believes in,
Yes, ma'am.
Himanshu believes in God. Why do you believe in God, Himanshu? Himanshu, why do you believe in God? You can share your feelings if you want to understand this chapter well. Yes? Shreya, can you tell me? Shreya, unmute yourself and
Ma'am,
just let me know.
Ma'am, God help us in our difficult times.
Okay, fine. Janvi wants to say something about this thing.
Ma'am, because it gives us positivity.
It gives us positivity. Whenever you feel low, right? You pray
Ma'am,
to
warms
God.
our positivity towards the God.
Everybody believes in God, but no one has seen God. Did you see God?
No, ma'am.
No, even I didn't see, right? And I would love to see, but it is just a feeling, right? And that is the strong faith. And the theme of this chapter is also the same, that the faith in God should not be shaken. आपका जो faith है God में, that should not be shaken. So this one line, the whole chapter depends upon this one line. Your faith should not be shaken. Okay, remember this line. Everybody memorize, please. One should not shake the faith in God ever. Fine. So similarly, here there was one farmer. His name was,
Lancho.
Lancho.
some says Lencho, some says Lenko, right? I've seen the different pronunciation for this word many times, right? So you can call it Lenko, fine. So here, can you see the screen, everybody?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
See the screen and here the cursor also?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. A letter to God lesson. Fine. This lesson is basically a beautiful lesson, first of all. And if we talk about the title of this, story, that is a letter to God, that is very simple and a very direct title. When you will read this title, you will understand this thing. I mean, in advance, before reading the chapter, there is something related to God, or there is something related to faith in God. So that's why we will say that the title is very simple. The title is very straightforward. Okay. And it highlights the letter which was written by Lenko to God. And this letter displays a man's faith in God as well as the kindness of the postmaster. So there is one character that we'll see, postmaster, who was very kind and who helps him to get the money. But how and when and why and from where the money comes, right? And even the helpful nature of postmaster finds an expression after he reads the letter to God, and Lenko writes two letters to God. It is the first letter that forms the binding element of Lenko's story. So if we talk about the title, it is very simple, it is very direct, the direct, we can say, statement or the title which highlights the faith in God. Now let's start with this chapter. Everybody will be alert because anywhere I can ask anyone to read. So first of all, I will ask Soumya to start reading the first paragraph, the house, the only one. And I am going to check your reading skills also. As I told you, we are going to work on all the skills. Soumya, start with the chapter, the house.
The house, the only one in the entire valley, sat on the crest of a low hill. From this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn dotted with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. The only thing the earth needed was a downpour or at least a shower. Throughout the morning, Lencho, who knew his field intimately, had done nothing else but see the sky towards the northeast. Now
Very
we
good.
are really going to
That's it.
get some
That's it,
water.
Soumya. Thank you so very much. So here, please note down the four words. First of all, crest. Crest is top of a hill. Write down everybody. Crest, top of a hill. Dotted. Dotted means full of, something which is full of something. Then downpour is heavy rain. Downpour is heavy rain. Intimately, that is closely. Intimate, close relation, intimate relation, right? So intimately means closely. So the house, the only one in the entire town, sat on the crest of the low hill. So that means the opening of this chapter is with the location of the house of the land, right? And from the height, one could see the river. And then after that, the landscape has been, the scenery has been explained that it was a beautiful place where you can see the river, the field of the ripe corn dotted with the flowers. See, corn. So this word shows that there is the major crop, that is corn. Okay, remember these things because you are going to get the MCQs in your exams. So each and every word is very important here. Dotted with the flowers. Dotted with the flowers means it was full of flowers. That field was full of the flowers of corn. And always promised a good harvest. Every time like they used to get a very good harvest. So only one thing earth needs at this moment, that is the downpour. Downpour is thodi si barish, right? Downpour is not a heavy rain. Downpour is, it's a very light rain, not heavy rain. Okay, so here throughout that morning, he knew his fields intimately. He knew that his fields, he was very close, he was examining that, and he had done nothing, but he was, because he was little worried about this thing, that this is the moment that my fields, they need water. And that's why he was looking towards the sky, and that the side of the sky, the direction is also mentioned here, that is northeast. First paragraph is clear, I hope, right? Very simple. Okay, that's why I'm taking this simple chapter so that online you can easily understand this. Now, the second paragraph, I would ask, let's say, Bhavit, please read it out. Bhavit. Now we are really going to get some water, woman. Bhavit, can you hear me? Bhavit, can't take too much time. Shreya, your turn.
Yes, ma'am.
Shreya?
Now we are really going to get some water, woman. The woman who was preparing supper replied, Yes, God willingly. The older boys were working in the field, while the smaller ones were playing near the house, until the woman called them all, Come off for dinner. It was during the meal that, just as Lenko had predicted, big drops of rain began to fall. In the northeast, huge mountain of clouds could be seen approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. And when he returned, he exclaimed, "They aren't raindrops falling from the sky. They are new coins. The big drops are 10-cent pieces, and the little ones are fives."
All right. So this is very important paragraph, right? In this paragraph, first of all, there is introduction of another character, and that character is woman. Woman means, who is woman here?
His wife.
His wife. Okay, Lenchu's wife is there. So now we are really going to get some water. He is talking to his wife. And the woman, she was preparing supper. What is supper?
My meal.
Yes, it is a meal, but there is a particular time of this meal. Around 6 to 7, right? When we have any meal before the dinner, some people, they do not take dinner, they take supper. If you are having your meal around 6 to 7, that means that would be supper. So she was preparing that at that moment of time. And then she replied, yes, God willing. The older boys, now see, the older boys were working in the field while the smaller ones were playing near the house. So that means they have 4 boys. They have 4 sons, and 2 of them were working in the fields, and the other one, number is not mentioned here, but I think there is the smaller ones and the younger ones. All in all, then in the chapter, nowhere it is mentioned the number of the sons they have. This is my just perception. So here, now they were just playing outside near the house until the woman, she calls them for the dinner, and it was during the meal. Lunch, what he predicted that big drops of rain began to fall, right? And in the northeast, huge mountains of clouds could be seen approaching. बड़े बड़े जो बादल थे, they were approaching. The air was fresh and sweet. The man went out for no other reason than to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. He wanted to enjoy. He wanted to enjoy that moment of downpour because he was waiting since long. And now what happens? And when he returned, when he comes back from there, he exclaimed, these are here, the girl who just read, Shreya, this is not aren't, this is aren't. Okay, the pronunciation. These aren't. These aren't nahi bolna hai. Okay, Shreya.
Yes.
Yeah. So these aren't raindrops falling from the sky. They are new coins. Now this line is very important. They are new coins. The big drops are 10 cents and the small ones are 5 cents. What is the meaning of this line? Anybody can tell me? What is the meaning of this line? Can you tell me the meaning of this line? The big drops are 10 cents, cent pieces, and the little ones are 5. No one?
Ma'am,
What do you
because
understand
the
by this line?
raindrop, ma'am, because its harvest need water
And
the harvest bring it coins and money in the house for the meals.
exactly. Who is this?
Ma'am Janvi.
Who's one? Okay, Janvi. Yeah, Janvi, thank you so very much here. So this is, why did they use this line? The big drops are 10 cent pieces and the little ones are 5s, because here they need the water. And when they will get the water for the harvest, and after that, what will happen for the crops? Then they will be harvesting. If there are big drops, they are completely comparing them with the I told you one literary device that was metaphor. Here this is metaphor. Drops are 10 cents pieces. Comparison of the drops with the 10 cent pieces. Cent is the money, right? So currency. So here this is the metaphor which has been used in the because there is a comparison without using like and as. First of all, this is the point. Then second is the point is here they will get the money. So that's why they are saying that big drops and small drops, they are just like 10 and 5 cents, because after the harvest, when they get the downpour and after the harvest, they are going to get the enough money, right? So that's why because they know that eventually they'll get a lot of money after the harvest. This is the reason they call it this. So next we have here, I would ask Himanshu to read with a satisfaction expression. We have to start from here.
Excuse me, ma'am.
With a satisfaction expression. Please start with this. Himanshu.
Excuse me, ma'am.
When a satisfied expression,
Somebody is saying
he,
something. Just a minute. There is some question from someone.
Ma'am, can I read as I
Who is
answer?
this?
Ma'am, Bhavit.
Bhavit, yes. Just a minute. Let him read now, Himanshu. Then you will get the next chance. Yes, Himanshu, read it out.
with a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers draped
Ripe
in a
corn.
curtain
Beta, ripe corn, not
of rain, but
draped,
suddenly,
not draped. Draped. Listen to me also. Draped, not draped. Himanshu, continue.
yes, ma'am.
Draped in a
In,
curtain of rain.
but
Suddenly,
suddenly, a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did resemble.
began.
These
This
truly
is
did resemble.
began, not begin. Began.
Oh, okay, ma'am.
Himanshu, you're not listening. This word is began. Okay?
Yes,
Say
ma'am.
it began. Okay, continue.
These truly did.
Continue.
These truly did resemble new silver coin. The boys, exposing themselves to the rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls.
Pearls. Very good, Himanshu. It is a good try. Okay? You should read more. Fine? You need practice. I think you don't read much. That's why there is little problem. Okay? So
Yes, ma'am.
here with a satisfied expression, he regarded the field of ripe corn with its flowers draped in a curtain of rain. And but suddenly a strong wind began to blow, and along with the rain, very large hailstones began to fall. So these truly did resemble new silver coins. The boys, exposing themselves to rain, ran out to collect the frozen pearls. So that means this paragraph shows that initially there was little excitement of the downpour. Now slowly the picture is going to be changed, right? This initial one, draped. Now write down the words here. Regarded. Regarded means consider. Write down the first word, regarded. Regarded means consider. Draped. Draped means wrap into something. Basically, draped is suppose your mother or anybody wears sari. So we say that she has draped a sari. Right? So draped means cover karna, lapetna. So here also the word draped has been used, draped in a curtain of rain. Okay? So that means it has been covered with the curtain of rain. Then next is hailstones. Hailstones, you know, they are the pellets of the hail. Hail dekha hai aapne? Everybody knows?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Then resemble, you know, that is the similar appearance. And exposing means make visible by uncovering it. Reveal kar dena kisi cheez. That is called exposing. Okay, so write down these words. I hope you have written. You need to make the list. Now next is Bhavit. Read it out. It's really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. Start from here.
It's really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. I hope it passes quickly.
Your voice is too low.
Ma'am, wait, let me change the mic.
Yes, start with this.
Hello, ma'am, it is fine now?
Yeah, Start with this. It's a
It's
little
really
hard, but
getting
still
bad
fine.
now.
Hmm.
Ma'am, wait.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, ma'am. Ma'am, is it fine now?
Yeah, now it's fine. Yeah.
It's really getting bad now, exclaimed the man. I hope it passes quickly. It did not pass quickly. For an hour, the hail rained on the house, the garden, the hillside, the cornfield, on the whole valley. The field was white as if covered with salt.
As it covered with salt.
Salt.
Okay, that's it. That's it. So it's really getting bad now. As I told you, that picture is going to be changed, right? The whole thing is going to be changed because there was a heavy rainfall, there was hailstones, and they were just praying that this should quickly pass. You know, whenever there is a bad time, we always pray that this bad time should pass soon. So same is the situation here. And this hail rain, it was completely for an hour. Okay, this is a MCQ question. For 1 hour, there was the hail, rain, and it was on the house, on the garden, hillside, cornfield, on the whole valley, and the whole valley was covered with the. It was looking like it is covered with the salt. Next, who is going to read next? Oh, it's Sia. Sia, you are going to read now. Not a leaf remained on trees. Sia.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Not a leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lancho's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and said to his sons, "A plague of locust would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn." That night, that night was a sorrowful one. All our work for nothing. There no one who can help us. We will all go hungry this year.
All right. So not a leaf remained on the trees. There was not even a single leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. And Lancho's soul was filled with sadness. When the storm had passed, he stood in the middle of the field and he said his sons, a plague of locusts. You know what are locusts? Do you know that? What are locusts? No one knows?
I'm an insect.
These are the insects. Okay, insects which fly in big groups and destroy the whole crop. They are called locusts. Okay, so all right. So here there was a storm and there was a plague of locusts would have left more than this. Now here, this is the situation where Lenz says that the attack of the locusts that would have been better than this hailstorm, right? So the hail was left nothing, and this year we will have no, corn. No corn means no food, no money, and the situation was completely sorrowful. And all our work, he said, that were nothing, and no one will help us. This is what also he says, and go hungry the whole year. So you can write these two words, plague. It is, what is it? You just see, that is infestation. Basically, plague is which spreads like a disease, right? Or here, plague basically is you can use it as a collective noun also. Okay, or it can be a destructive. You can just note it down, a destructively numerous inflow or multiplication of harmful animal. That is plague. And locusts that I told you, these are the insects. They just fly in the group and they destroy the whole crop. That is locust. Now let's come to the next one. But in the hearts of all. Okay, this I will ask Rohan. You are going to read this. But in hearts of all who lived in. Rohan.
But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley. There was a single hope, help from God.
Okay, read out.
Don't be upset, even though this seems like a total loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's
Yes,
what they say. No one dies of hunger.
yes.
All
Okay.
through the night, all through the night, Lancho thought only of his one hope, the help of God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed,
Hmm.
see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience.
Hmm.
Lancho was an ox of a man, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write.
Hmm.
The following Sunday at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God.
All right. So thank you. So here now, but in the hearts of all who lived in the solitary house. Solitary means which is existing alone. Or you can write the meaning of this word alone. Akela ghar, right? In the middle of the valley. And there was no hope because there was no other house. So those will come forward and help them, families. And basically now there is help from God. So here, don't be so upset even though this is like loss. Remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. So all through the night, what happened? That Lencho, he couldn't sleep. And he was just thinking that now from where he can get a hope or a help. And that help, he just thought that he can get from only God. And whose eyes has he has been instructed, see everything. Now he knows he has been instructed means he has been instructed like we all have been instructed that God is there. हमें यही सिखाया है God है और वो सबको देख रहा है. So this is what he is saying that whose eyes as he had been instructed see everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. What is conscience? It is inner sense of right and wrong. आपके अंदर का एक सेंस होता है कि क्या गलत है क्या ठीक है. That is conscience. So Lenchu was an old man, an ox of a man, working like an animal. That means he was very hardworking. Ox of a man. What is it? Hardworking. Please write down the meaning of these words. And working like an animal in the field, but still he knew how to write. उसे पता था लिखना कैसे है. He following Sunday, what happened at daybreak? He began. What is daybreak? What time? Morning time. Daybreak is morning time when sun rises, right? The time in the morning when daylight first appears, that is daybreak. He began to write a letter which he himself would carry to the town, and then it was nothing less than he wrote first letter to God. He wrote two letters in the chapter, and this was the first letter he wrote to God. Okay, now let's start from the next one. God, he wrote. Adil is going to read. Adil. Adil.
God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes because the hailstorm. He wrote to God on the envelope, put the letter inside and still troubled. Went to town at the post office. He placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox.
All right. So now here, pesos. Pesos is the basically, it is also again the money, the currency, the monetary unit of Mexico and several other Latin, American countries and the Philippines, they also use this word, pesos. This is a basic unit. And here now God, he wrote, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry and I need 100 pesos. So here MCQs, how many pesos he needed? 100 pesos needed in order to sow his fields, and his crops he wanted again, because he writes that because of the hailstorm, all this happened. And then outside that envelope, what did he write? He wrote to God. And now at the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it in the mailbox. Okay. Soumya, read out from here. One of the employees. Hey, Soumya. Are you there? Soumya, you are there. This is what like the reason is that I want on camera so that I can see your activities. Yash, you're going to read Yash. You didn't get the chance to read. Yash. Yash and Ankit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Yash.
Yes.
Fine. Yash, you're going to read from here. One of the employees. Okay, Soumya, I got your message. Yash, read out.
One of the
Yes, fine.
one of the employees who was a postman and also helped at the post office went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable.
Yash, is there anybody after you? No. Isn't
No,
it?
ma'am.
So wherever the pauses are required, be a little slow. Give pause over there. Okay? Okay,
Okay.
Yash? Start it
Yes, ma'am.
again.
Fellow.
One of the employees.
One of the employees, who was a postman and also helped at the post office, went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. The postmaster, a fat, amiable fellow, also broke out laughing, but almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk, commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter," starting up a correspondence with God. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came with the idea, answer the letter. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needs something more than goodwill, ink, and paper. But he stuck to his resolution. He asked for money from his employees. He, him, he himself gave part of his salary, and several friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. It was possible for him to gather
Okay,
together the
that's it.
100
That's it.
pesos.
That's it. That's it. Thank you. And this is obliged.
Okay,
This word is obliged. Okay? All right. So, first of all, here, one of the employees who was a postman and also helped the post office went to the boss, laughing heartily, and showed him the letter. Never in his career as a postman had he known that address. It was a little surprising for him. Now, the postmaster, his physique, he was fat, amiable fellow. What is the meaning of amiable? Friendly. Write down the meaning of amiable, friendly or pleasant. But broke out laughing. Broke out laughing. एकदम से हंसने लग जाना. But almost immediately he turned serious. So that means at one moment he was laughing, at the other moment he was serious. Tapping the letter on the desk, commented, and he was so surprised by getting that letter that it's really, for him it was a little weird thing also that there is a blind faith, an example he could see over there. So he says that what way? I wish I had the faith of the man who wrote this letter, starting up a correspondence with God. Correspondence, it is a kind of communication with someone by writing, right? By writing something, that is correspondence. So, in order not to shake the writers of faith, the postmaster came up with an idea. Now, here, postmaster, he didn't want this thing that the man who had the blind faith in God and his faith should be shaken. So he had an idea. What was the idea here? But now the idea was that he says that we will answer this letter. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed some more than goodwill, ink, and paper. Now, goodwill, ink, and paper was not required if you reply this letter. What was required? What was required, students? No answer. If postmaster wanted to
Ma'am,
reply
money.
this letter,
Ma'am,
money
money.
was required. Ink, paper, and goodwill was not required. Money was required, but he stuck to his resolution. What is resolution? The firm decision which you take, that is resolution. Okay, so there was the strict resolution he took, fine, and the resolution which he took, he asked for money from his employees, from his friends. He wanted to collect the money. He gave a part of his salary also, and then friends of his were obliged to give something for an act of charity. So it was an act of charity, and he collected some of the money so that he can give it to lectures, right? Now, next, let's say who will read? Ankit, you are going to read now. Ankit, Ankit, your turn. Yeah. So read it out from here. It was impossible.
It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, so he was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lanco and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature. Good. The following Sunday, Lanco became a bit
All right,
earlier.
thank you. Your voice is cracking. Fine. So just give a halt over there. So it was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos. So he was able to send farmer only a little more than half. Half is 50. So little more than that he could send. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, that was God. Okay. So despite his best efforts, he was only able to collect an amount not more than half of what was required. So then he addressed to the lecture along with the undersigned. Now, next, the following Sunday, what happened? Janvi, read it out. The following Sunday.
Yes, ma'am. The following Sunday, Lanko come a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter of him. It was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked from his office. Lanko showed to the scientist surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence, but he became angry when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, or nor could he have denied Lanko when he had requested. Immediately,
Okay.
Lanko
So, okay. So the following Sunday, Lenko came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. It was postman himself who handed the letter to him, while postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. Lenko showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money, such as his confidence, but he became angry when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied what he had requested. Now, see here also, when there is less money in the envelope, still he had full faith in God that God can't do this. Somebody else has done this, right? So that kind of thing was there in the mind. Otherwise, like the postmaster and rest of his colleagues and friends in the office, they all helped him out. They did a good deed. They were all the part of the deed. They all were the part of the deed. But here, on the other hand, that envelope, he was very angry. He didn't want less money. He just expected more money. So his faith was still, very firm. It was undeterred. Nobody could shake it because he knew that God cannot make such kind of mistake. Himanshu, read it out. Immediately, then he went up to window. Himanshu.
Immediately, Lenko went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write. With much
Hmm.
wrinkling of his brow caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. When he finished,
Hmm.
he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he licked and then affixed to the envelope with a blow of his fist. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. It said, God of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me.
Reached
Send me the. Yes, ma'am.
the rest. Since I
Send
need it very much.
since I need it very much, but don't send it to me through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Lenko.
Right, that's it. So immediately what happens that Renfro went up to the window to ask for the paper and ink. And on the public writing table, he sits over there and he starts writing. And with much wrinkling of his brow, it is not a brow. The pronunciation of this word is, the pronunciation of this word is brow. You people say eyebrow. That is wrong. It is eyebrow. Okay, so make this correction in your pronunciation. This is not eyebrows anymore. This is eyebrows or eyebrow. So here also there's a wrinkling of his brow caused by effort. He had to make to express his ideas because he was putting some effort, and here there were wrinkles on his brows. And then when he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp, which he licked, right? Licked with his saliva. And then he affixed on the envelope, and then with the fist, this is fist, mutti, right? And with the fist, he just gave the blow so that it can stick properly. And then the moment the letter fell into the mailbox, the postmaster went to open it. And what was written in that? God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest, since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail. I don't need it through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Who are crooks? Lencher wrote this. Who are crooks?
Ma'am, like those who cheat or criminals, something like that.
Yes, cheaters, right? Cheaters, they are crooks. And bunch is collective noun that we did on that day. So here, when the money was missing over there, Lenchos, he thought that the money has been stolen, right? And he was completely disappointed because this is the second letter he wrote two letters. Remember this, the first letter when he asked for the money, the second letter when he asked for more money, and there he blamed office employees and he suggested that the money should not be sent via post because he doubted the staff over there, and he just thought that the sum of the money has been stolen, that has been taken by someone from the envelope. Clear?
Yes,
Chapter clear to everyone?
yes,
It
ma'am.
was a very simple chapter. That's why I took it online, right? So that you can easily understand. So let's take the questions. What did Lencho hope for? What was the hope of the Lencho?
He wanted some rain.
He wanted some rain for good harvest.
Yes.
Okay. Second is Why did Lencho say that raindrops were like new coins? Soumya, why did Lencho say that raindrops were like new coins?
Ma'am, because it helped him to gain money. If the
See,
harvest was good,
you can't- okay, Soumya, you can't write answer in one line. You will have to elaborate a little bit so that the meaning can be a little clearer. So after the raindrops or after the shower, everything was going as per Lencho's plan. Everything was fine. And he has immense confidence that the harvest would be really good this time. So that's why he referred to the droplets. The droplets were referred to new coins. To that you need to mention that he referred to the droplets as new coins. Okay, the larger ones being equivalent to 10 pesos and the smaller ones were equivalent to 5 pesos. Clear? Okay, how did the rain change? What happened to Lenchu's fields? Who is going to answer? Adil, answer this question, Adil.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. How did the rain change and what happened to Lenchu's fields?
Ma'am, rain changed into a storm because of which Lancho's field was destroyed. His whole field was, uh, ma'am, his crops were whole.
There was not even a single flower left on
Yes,
the plants
yes.
because of the hail storm.
Storm.
Okay, so has been completely changed and the whole valley was covered like, with the salt. It was looking like a salt. The covering of the salt is there in the whole valley. Okay.
Yes.
Now, what were Lencho's feelings when the hail stopped? Himanshu, what were the Lencho's feelings when the hail stopped? No idea? Himanshu, are you sleeping?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So, what were Lencho's feelings when the hail stopped?
Uh,
Will you answer this question? Adil wants to answer this question. Anyone else wants to answer this question? Bhavit?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, Blancho was extremely sad.
Okay. That's it?
Yes, ma'am.
He was extremely sad or he was extremely disheartened, right? Next question is to Adil. Who or what did Lencho have faith in? What did he do? Adil.
Ma'am, Lancho had his all faith in God. He believed that nobody dies of hunger, so he wrote a letter to God by asking him for some money, 100 pesos, so he could
It's not rot, it's wrote. The word is not rot, the word is wrote.
wrote. So he
Adil,
wrote, yes, ma'am.
the pronunciation is not clear, just make it clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Ma'am, it was
fine. So, what is the time? 53. Right. So, I'll take 2-3 more questions and then close it. Okay, did Lencho try to find out what had sent the money to, who had sent the money to him? Why not?
no.
Anybody other than other? Did Lencho try to find out who had sent the money to him? Why and why not? There are other students also. Rohan. Yes, Rohan, please answer this question.
no, ma'am.
Did he try to find out who had sent the money to him?
No, ma'am.
Why or
And
why not?
because he had complete faith in God, so he thought that God must have sent.
Okay, he had extreme faith in God. He has somewhere he had a great feeling inside his heart that there is existence of God, there is existence of Almighty, and that's why he never inquired, right, that who sent the money. And why does the postmaster send money to Rancho? Why does he sign the letter God? Yash, this is your question. Yash, please answer this question, Yash.
Ma'am, please repeat the question.
Okay, please listen it carefully. Why does the postmaster send money to Rancho? Why
Ma'am,
does he sign the letter God?
ma'am, because he don't want to hurt the feelings of the farmer or Lancho.
He didn't want to. This is
Didn't
in the
want to.
right. Otherwise, if you want to
And
say present, if the question is in present, then you can answer in present. He does not want or he doesn't want.
okay.
Okay. So the postmaster, he didn't want to shake the writer's faith in Almighty. So that's why he
Feeling.
just said it will be
Yes,
an
ma'am.
act of charity.
Ma'am, also he doesn't want to destroy the faith of him in God.
Yes, definitely. He didn't want to destroy the faith of that particular person. So that's why, and he also wanted the same faith because in the beginning he said that I might have the same faith which the person has, right? So students, that's it for today's English class, and I hope the chapter is completely clear to everyone.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes, ma'am.
There are no doubts at all.
No, ma'am.
All right. So in our next class, I will take the next topics of the parts of speech and the writing section I will take in my next class. So be there, everybody, and the questions will be discussed. Long answer type questions will be discussed on this chapter, A Letter to God. And in advance, I'm telling you on Monday, I'm going to take a test. Right? So prepare your topics side by side, which I'm taking. This week we have another class. So whatever the topics we are going to cover in those classes, right? Only those topics I'm going to take in your Monday's test. Are you okay with that?
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Yes, ma'am.
great. So I am going to leave. You are not going to leave those who are in science class. Now after this, you are going to have online science class. All right?
Yes,
Bye
ma'am.
bye.
Thank
See
you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
you in class. Take care. Bye, students.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.